Hello students, welcome back to Accounting 2402. This is Principles of Managerial Accounting. This is the second lecture for Chapter 28, which deals with the balanced scorecard and corporate social responsibility. I'm just going to go ahead, and this is a continuation, so I'm just going to jump into the next problem that we're going to be covering in this lecture. Make sure that we do remember the chapter before attempting any of your assignments. So now this particular problem that we're going to be looking at next is exercise 28.9, and it deals with measure maps. Okay, so it gives you a lot of information, so we have to be very careful in understanding what we're reading. So it says Riso Gold produces and sells hockey equipment, often custom made for online orders. The company has the following performance metrics on its balanced scorecard: days from ordered to delivered, number of shipping errors, customer retention rate, and market share. A measure map illustrates that the days from ordered to delivered and the number of shipping errors are both expected to directly affect the customer retention rate, which affects the market share. Additional internal analysis finds that every shipping error over 3 shipping errors per month reduces the customer retention rate by 1.5. So this is where it's very important we begin understanding what it's saying. So it says that any error above 3 is going to reduce the customer retention rate by 1.5. On average, each day above the 3 days from order to delivered yields a reduction in the customer retention rate. Okay. Each day before 3 days from the order to delivery yields an increase in the customer retention rate of 1%. Okay. Resol's current customer retention rate is 60%. The company estimates that for every 1% increase or decrease in the customer retention rate, market share changes half a point in the same direction. Resol current market share is 21.4. Ignoring any other factors, if the company had 6 shipping errors this month and on average 3.5 days from ordered to delivered, determine A, the new customer retention rate, and B, the new market share that Resol Gold expects to have. Okay. So we're going to start off with the new customer retention rate. That's the first thing that they're wanting us to calculate. To calculate that, we need to start with the days from ordered to be delivered. Okay. So now, days from ordered. Okay. So it says here, the company has 6 shipping errors this month and on average 3.5 days from the order to delivered. Okay. 3.5. So on average, it's taking us 3.5 days to deliver this hockey equipment. Okay. Now over here it says that on average, each day above 3 days from ordered to delivered yields a reduction in the customer retention rate of 1%. So that means that if you take longer than the 3 agreed days, then for every day extra that you go over, or for the time that you go over, there's a 1% reduction in the customer retention rate. Okay, so it says here that on average, right now, it's taking you 3.5 days from the day of delivery. Okay, 3.5 days, and I'm going to subtract the 3 days, which is the standard. It says here on average, each day above 3 days from the day ordered will cause a reduction. So we should be shipping these items out within a 3-day period. So 3.5 minus 3, let's see what that gives us. That gives me 0.5. Okay, 0.5 days above the 3 days from order to delivery. Okay. Now, it says that for each day, on average, each day above 3 days from order to delivered yields a reduction in the customer retention rate of 1%. So we went over by half a day, and we're going to multiply it by the 1% here on average each day above 3 days, which we did have half a day above. It's going to yield a reduction of 1%. Okay. 0.5 times 1. That gives me 0.5%. Okay. And this is a decrease in customer retention rate. Okay. So that deals with the days from ordered to be delivered. Okay. Give me a second. Let me turn on my light because it's getting dark in here. I can't see very well. Okay, there we go. Okay, so that is the first component, the days from order to be delivered. Now we're going to move on to the shipping errors, okay? According to the problem, we have 6 shipping errors this month, okay? 6 shipping errors. That was provided in the problem. Now let's go see where it talks about errors, okay? Every shipping error over 3 per month reduces the customer retention rate by 1.5. So we are allowed 3 errors per month. We have 6. So how many errors do we have more than or above what we are being allowed to have? We have 3 additional shipping errors. Okay, so we have 3 errors above the 3 per month. Okay. Now that we know that we have 3 shipping errors above, okay, it says here that every shipping error over the 3 shipping errors reduces the customer retention rate by 1.5%. So we're going to multiply that by 1.5%, and let's see what that gives us. So we have 3 errors times 1.5%. That gives me 0.45. I'm going to multiply it by 100 to get a percentage. That's 4.5%. Okay. So that's a 4.5% decrease in customer retention rate. Okay. Now we've calculated those 2 items, the days from order to be delivered, impacting our retention rate, and our shipping errors. Those are the 2 components that impact our retention rate. Now, for our new customer retention rate, the current retention rate that we have is 60%. That's given to you in the problem. Okay, so we can put here current retention rate of 60%. Okay, that was given, minus, okay, let's see what we have. What other information do we have here? Okay. Oh, we forgot to do one calculation right here. I was getting ahead of myself. That should have gone down here. So once we have those 2, we have to calculate the new customer retention rate. So our current customer retention rate is 60%, and we're gonna subtract the 0.5 from the days from order to be delivered. Okay, and we're going to subtract the 4.5 decrease in the customer retention rate due to the shipping errors. Okay, and let's see what that gives us. So we've got 60 minus 0.5 minus 4.5. That gives me 55%. So my customer retention rate went from 60% to 55%. And the reason for the decrease is it's taking me too longer to ship out these items, and I'm having a lot of shipping errors, okay, impacting my retention rate. Okay, so it went from a 60% to a 55%. Okay. Now, what happened to the rest of my problem? Okay. B, the new market share that ResoGo expects to have. Okay, the new market share that ResoGo expects to have. Okay, well, I know that my retention rate was 60%. Okay, old retention rate was 60% minus my new retention rate of 55%. Okay, which we calculated right here, 55%. Okay, what does that give me? 60 minus 55 is going to give you a 5%. Okay, total decrease in customer retention rate. Okay, so I've got my total decrease, which is 5%, which we just calculated right above. So 5% is my decrease. Okay, and now let's see what it says down here. The company estimates that for every 1% increase or decrease in the customer retention rate, market share changes by half a point in the same direction. Okay, so here we have a decrease, so of 5%. That's for every percentage, it's 0.5. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to multiply the 5% total decrease. I'm going to multiply that by 0.5%. And let's see what that gives us. 5% times 0.5%. Oh, I forgot to enter our number. It is 5%. Okay, maybe 0.5% times 5%. God, I guess it doesn't want to work. So, okay, let's do 5 times 0.5. That gives me 2.5. So I've got a 2.5 decrease. Okay. And it's a decrease because that's the decrease that we calculated over here based on the shipping errors and the days from order to be delivered. Okay. So I have a decrease here of 2.5% decrease in market share. Okay. So now that we have that, okay, our current market share is 21.4%. Okay. I'm going to subtract the 2.5 decrease that we calculated of market share. Okay, and let's see what we get. So it'll be 21.4 minus 2.5. That's 18.9%. Okay. So the new market share is dropping from 21.4% to 18.9% as a result of the days from order to be delivered being longer than expected and some shipping errors that are occurring. Either we're sending them to the wrong customer or whatever the case might be. There's some shipping errors that are costing us a lot of money. Okay. Once we have these two items calculated, then you can just calculate the new customer retention rate or the new market share for the company. Okay. So that is basically it for this exercise. I will be having the last exercise for chapter 28 that hopefully serves as guidance when completing your assignments. I want to encourage everybody to read the book, to read the questions, to talk to your classmates to see if they can provide you some guidance. And then if they can't, you can reach out to me and I'll try to provide as much guidance as I can. Okay? So that is basically it for the second problem. This is exercise 28-9. Okay? So I will be recording one more lecture shortly. Please hang in there and then we'll be done with this chapter 28 lectures.